Hello and welcome to the MStar training session on how to process the leave deductions for the month for employees based on early leaving or late comings. We will also see how to post the attendance to the payroll through the screen. In this screen, you have options where you can perform various activities such as you can process leave adjustments for the employees in case they are coming late or leaving early. You can post their attendance to the payroll and you can do both, that is, leave adjustments and payroll both. To begin this activity, you must ensure that the leave deduction rules are defined for late comings and early leavings. You also have to ensure that leave deduction priorities have been defined for deductions for late comings and early leavings. Also, employee attendance has to be marked so that the screen can give correct data. So let us see how to proceed. Click on the button MStar and select module HRMS. The name of the module appears on the main screen, which means that you're now working on the HRM module. Click on the button Activities and select the screen Leave Deduction Status. Select a filtration criteria, that is, based on which you want to see the employee list in the grid below. So we have various options like location, department, employment type and staff type. If you select location, it would mean that the employee names will get filtered or will get displayed in the grid based on the locations that you will further select. So we can see that the next field changes to location and it will show the location names if the same has been defined for the school. Similarly, if you select the filtration for department, the next field will show the department names so that you can select a department and display the employee list. Then you can filter for the employment type where it will show all the employment types and you can view the list of employees based on the employment type such as permanent, on probation, contract, etc. And the last option is staff type where you can select the staff type as teaching or non-teaching. So let us select, let's say, a filtration criteria for department. Now once I have selected the department, the next filter will show the names of all the departments. And in this filter, we are seeing the name of the departments as well as the all option. That means to see the names of all the employees of all the departments. And the same option is also available for other filtration criteria such as staff type. So you can select for both teaching and non-teaching. Location, again, all option is available. So going back to department and selecting a specific department for processing the leave deduction status. In the next field, we have employee status and we can see two options like active and inactive. If we select active, it would mean that the attendance processing will be done only for those employees who have status as active in the official screen. That means the employees who are still active in the school. Whereas the other option is inactive. By selecting this, it would mean that we want to see the leave deduction status for inactive employees or the employees who have left and are no more active in our school. So only one of these options can be selected. So let us select the employee status as active. In the next box, employee, it will show us the names of the employees. Again, these names will be displayed based on the filtration type and the next sub-filtration type, the department name. Since we have selected the department name as admin, in the employee box, it is showing us the names of all those employees who are active and who are associated or linked to the department that we have just selected. In case we want to see the leave status of all the employees of the selected department, then we click on All. After we have selected the employee name as all or specific employee, the next field month. It shows us the names of all the months for the current academic year and we have to select a month for which we want to process the leave deduction status. Now before we click on this Go button to process the leave deduction, we also have to select the rounding off option. So in the next field round off option, we have two options. One, round off and next round off to next integer. If we select round off, it would mean that the leaves get calculated and gets converted into the next higher integer based on 0.5 decimal rule. That is, any leave that gets calculated as 4.5 will get converted to next integer, which is 5. In case of the next option, round off to next integer, it would mean that the leaves calculated less than 0.5 decimals also gets rounded off to the next higher integer. That is, 4.2 gets converted into 5. Any of these two options can be selected as required. So let us select the round off option. Once we have selected these fields, let us now click on the Go button to process the leave deduction status. Now as we click on the Go button, the leave balances for all the leave types before and after the processing would get displayed in this grid and against the respective employee names. Now we see that the grid below gets populated with the employee data and it is showing us the leaves and the adjusted leaves. Let us go through these columns one by one. The first column is the serial number, which is a sequential number. The next column is employee name, which is the list of all the employees based on the filtration that we have selected. For example, we have selected the department as admin and all the employees of admin department gets listed. The next date is the processing date or the process date. It displays the current date, and once leave or payroll processing is done, this date remains constant as the processing date for leave deductions. In the next few columns, we see the leave balances before the attendance is processed. That is, the PL column means the privilege leave or the earned leave. The SL column means the medical leave status or the sick leaves. CL means the casual leave. HPL is the half pay leave. MTL is the maternity leave if taken by the employee. PTL is the paternity leave if taken by the employee. ATL is the abortion leave. OT is any other leave. SPCL is a special casual leave. STYL is a study leave. And CPL, which is the compensatory leave approved for the month for the employee. And last is the LWP, which is the leave without pay approved for the month for the selected employee. So all these columns are showing us the current leave status or the current leaves taken by various employees in the selected month. These are approved leaves only. Now the next column, late coming. This column displays the total number of times the employee has reported late in the selected month as per his in time defined for his attendance. This is governed by the attendance marking through the OMV card. Similarly, in the next column, early leaving, it displays the total number of times the employee has left early than his actual out time. Again, this is governed by the attendance marked by him through the OMV card in the application. The column number of days to be deducted means the number of days to be deducted based on early leaving and late comings recorded in the application for the employee during the attendance marking. So this is the actual processed leave information based on the early leaving or late comings. So for an employee like Anupama Motwani, it is deducting 4 days of leaves based on the 13 late comings and 1 early leaving that has been recorded by the application. If we take this case in the next section where we are seeing further columns like PL ADJ, SL ADJ, it means PL, which is the earned leave or the privilege leave. ADJ stands for the adjustment. So this column tells us that how many leaves in the EL category gets adjusted for the employee based on the late comings or early leavings reported by the employee. So for each leave type, we can get the adjustment based on the rules that we have already created. For the employee that we just mentioned, Anupama Motwani, the leaves that gets adjusted, that is the 4 leaves that needs to be adjusted, are getting adjusted in the CL adjustment column. That means 4 number of CLs will get deducted if we approve this deduction processing for all the employees. Similarly, it is showing the adjustments as per the rule for various employees based on the late comings or early leavings. In the column total working days, it displays the total days of the month, and In the column payable days, it displays the calculated payable days based on the leave adjustment in the screen. The payable days are calculated as month days minus number of days to be deducted. So, for the example that we just saw, the number of payable days is getting calculated by 31 minus 4, which gives us 27. So from the screen, please verify the leave adjustment for all the employees. In case any changes needs to be made in the number of days to be deducted, this can be done by clicking on the box of the respective employee and making the change as required. So it will automatically calculate the other dependent cells as well. After you have verified the data of leave deduction, click on the button Process Deduction. Once we click on the Process Deduction button, a small window opens with two options. Select option Adjust Leave in case you want to forward the leave adjustment calculations from the screen so that it can update the leave accounts of respective employees. In case you do not want to adjust the leave employees but only adjust their payable days, then click on the option Post to Payroll. In this case, the attendance calculation, that is the payable days, gets forwarded from the screen to update the employee's respective payable days for salary processing. At one time, you can only select one of these options. In case you want to do the both, then first adjust the leave and process, and then come back to processing and click on Post to Payroll to process the payable days, in which case both leave adjustment as well as payroll payable days adjustment will happen. So if we have to only adjust the leaves, click on the button OK after selecting the option and it gives us the data saving confirmation message. Click OK on the same and it processes the data and forwards the leave applications for the respective employees to the respective leave application screen. Please note that the leave applications that get generated from the screen for the employees are dated at the same date when this leave adjustment processing is done in the screen. The actual leave applications of the same date can also be entered as required. Once the data is processed, the message gets disappeared, indicating that the leave data has been posted. Click on the Clear button to clear the screen. You can check the leave balances of employees as required from various reports such as the Employee Attendance Monthly Register, where the processed leave applications will also show. Thank you for watching this video.